Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Countdown Movie Show. I am Justin Bowler of The World. That is Paul Preston of The Movie Guys and Sean Blodgett from Creative Motion Entertainment. Today,
and I'm Paul. Oh, he did it all. He did all
he
of
did
it.
all of us.
I did all of them.
Apparently, we don't even need to be here.
No,
Okay,
no,
that's
I
fine.
will be performing.
Justin, what are your thoughts on
I really like this movie. Paul, I didn't like it. Sean, I thought it was great. At some parts, it was really
Let me recap it.
Meanwhile, I just hated everything and I had to take a dump.
How did you know I had to take a dump?
The funny thing,
I didn't have
what
to
are
take
you
a dump.
drinking over there? You're drinking a hard seltzer.
I am
Is
drinking a hard
that
seltzer.
what you're drinking? Okay,
I didn't have to take a dump before the movie started. Just to show you what. Maybe I enjoyed it after all then.
Right out of the gate, we apologize for this. No, but this is the fun that happens when we're just jumping in. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, before we get started, okay, on the last podcast.
Before we have fun.
No, on the last podcast, because I listened to what we released.
May I just say you and at Vintage Movie Nights on YouTube. Thanks for listening, because he tuned into our latest episode and said, I'm just here for more Super Chicken. And God bless that guy.
Yes! Well, maybe he'll be back for Robert. Oh my God! Now I'm screwing up the name. Chris Klein talk. We had a 5-minute conversation about Josh Hartnett, and I spewed out all this stuff about Chris Klein, thinking we were talking about Chris Klein, but we weren't. We were talking about Josh Hartnett.
Oh, okay.
That episode is
I'm on
currently
board.
being
I'm on board.
edited.
Yeah.
Is that where it is? Because
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh! And it wasn't until I was listening to stuff that I went, no, I was talking about Chris Klein, but I wasn't saying Chris Klein because since Not Another Teen Movie, I have always mixed those two up back and forth.
Oh.
I know they are different people, but in my mind, I just keep flipping who they are.
I mean, aren't we all just one anyway?
I think Chris Klein has been in the best movie between the two of them, though.
Yeah?
In Election.
He was in Election. He
Yeah.
was fantastic in Election. But it goes back to what I was saying. For Superman Returns, we talked about how he turned down $100 million.
But you're
To be
talking about
Superman.
Josh Hartnett.
No. Oh, yes.
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 I'm talking about
My
Josh
God.
Hartnett. But Chris Klein was the one that I was referring to.
With the wacky audition.
With the wacky audition.
It is
The
not a
wacky
great audition.
Yes. He had the wacky audition for Mamma Mia.
This has been retractions and corrections.
Look for more.
Countdown
in the
to
future.
retractions.
Nothing but excitement here.
Right.
All right. Hey,
Seth
by
Meyers
the
has
way, you know,
corrections.
one thing we haven't been doing on this show consistently that we usually do on the countdown shows is what is happening with the Superman movie. And I just want to mention that the buzz is good.
The buzz is good.
Paul sent us something that was telling us about how good the buzz was. And then I read something in the Hollywood Reporter about how good the buzz is. And that makes me super excited. Now, however, Justin,
Yes.
you mentioned in the text thread with Paul that your expectations are low. Please explain.
Because I've been burned by DC so many times.
Oh, you really sound burned.
No, here's the thing.
I feel for you.
And on top of that, and going back and rewatching Man of Steel and Batman First, we'll start with Superman Returns, because Superman Returns could have been something great, you know? And if you listen to it, then you know that there were so many wonderful things about it. It's just like I loved all the performances that were in it. There were so many wonderful things about it, but they just got so many things wrong. And then Man of Steel hurt. And now we're going to talk about Batman v Superman and then later Justice League. And I'm just remembering about all the hype that was surrounded by those films. And I just went, DC, you keep burning me and burning me and burning me. And then finally DC says, no, we're scrapping the whole thing. We're starting it all over with now a DCU. It's no longer a DCEU. And so it's the ex-girlfriend who keeps coming back and breaking your heart.
I mean, but you have to admit that you know she did the breakup workout, right? Like,
Oh, no,
like
she
this
looks
movie,
great. Oh.
like this movie looks great,
She
right?
looks
Like
fantastic, and
yeah.
I'm frothing at the mouth.
Yeah. And drinking it. This is your second cell. We're 5 minutes into the show.
I will
and
be
you're on your
asleep
second
by the end of the show. This is my prediction at the end of the show. And that's why I thought it was so great. It was fantastic. I still got to take a dump. Is
Well, here-
Justin ready?
let me sprinkle this on top too, like a little joy set of croutons. So I was burned too. I didn't even see Blue Beetle, which I hear is actually pretty good.
It is
or
good.
Aquaman and the
I
Last
enjoyed it.
Kingdom. I didn't see those. Lost
Aquaman,
Kingdom.
I couldn't even.
But I mean, after Wonder Woman 84, Black Adam, the Shazam sequel, but I was out.
Yeah.
But here are the adjectives people have been using to describe this movie. This is coming from critic blurbs. The new Superman: engaging, exciting, fun, zippy, vibrant.
Hold on.
I wouldn't call Batman v Superman vibrant.
Hold on.
So we're taking a
Zippy?
Yeah.
Yeah, vibrant is the most
zippy-
interesting of
I
all
will
of them.
take zip. There is zero zip in the last two movies we've seen. Right? Zack Snyder does not present zip.
No.
Quick-witted, touching, rousing, colorful, visually bombastic, hopeful, and poetic. So these are positive words.
There are
Poetic
some
I
very-
love.
and
Poetic I
hopeful.
love.
Hopeful is the one that I like.
Yeah.
there, because it doesn't seem just dour.
That was one thing that struck me with Batman v Superman as I was watching it. Which, by the way, I watched the.
I thought you were gonna
What was
say-
it called?
Which, by the way, is today's movie.
Which, by the way, is today's movie. Batman v Superman. I watched the what was it called? The Ultimate Edition.
Yes. We
which
all
is
did.
available. Oh, we all did. Okay, yeah.
The Ultimate Edition is considered the best of all of the versions.
So
If you
I
look it up and you're gonna watch to follow along, watch that version.
Yeah.
It's an extra 30 minutes, but it's worth it.
I agree it's worth it, and I think it was. I know we'll get into details. I actually enjoyed watching this movie.
And silence crept over the land.
Wait a second. Are you both telling me that you don't like this movie at all?
No, I'm not going to say that
Okay,
at all. I
okay.
just normally we talk a few things about it first before we start getting into how much we liked it or disliked it. There are
I
so
don't
many
see-
great things in this movie. I agree.
Yeah,
there are a lot.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, go ahead. You look like you have something ready.
Well,
So-
I was going to tell you.
I just had to put that there because I just think that this movie deserves a little bit of love
Yes.
for several reasons.
Right.
The first reason actually is the performances.
Okay.
Henry Cavill, he's awesome as Superman. I really like him, and I'm sad that he didn't get to continue playing Superman. The new kid looks great, so he'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see what his performance is and what he brings to the role. Amy Adams.
Charm, for one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if Cavill had that going.
well,
and
but that wasn't the
that's-
direction. There was a whole
Correct.
different thing. So I agree with that. But okay, and then Amy Adams for me, so far out of everything we've seen, my favorite Lois. Absolutely, she's just wonderful. And I think Ben Affleck, man, I would have loved to have seen him do more Batman. He was. Watching this movie reminded me of how awesome he is as Batman. He is awesome.
You know what's funny? As we will see as we discuss this film, there was such a huge backlash against Ben Affleck being Batman. So much to the point that at the time, I don't know, 60, 55, whatever year-old father, I guess he would have had to have been 70. 70-year-old father texted me and said, "Why are so many people angry about Ben Affleck being Batman? My dad does not go to movies." Okay? So for that news to reach him, you know that it has, permeated well into society.
Right.
And he is the best part about this movie. In watching this movie, all I thought was, we should cut everyone else out of this film and it should just be his movie. It should only be a Batman film. It should be about the world's greatest detective trying to figure out who this guy is and how he's going to kill him.
Wait a second, you're
That's
right.
what
You
it
know
should
what?
be.
That's what this movie needs is another version.
Do you want to give us our 20-minute synopsis? Or should I just read something?
you go ahead because I actually feel like there's just too much.
There is a lot.
with this film. It's that's one of the issues with the film.
Yes.
I was never going to see it again. I was perfectly happy to just go through life and not see it again.
Yeah.
And now Ultimate Edition, I'm like, I should watch it so we can all talk about it.
Had you seen
Yeah.
Ultimate
So-
Edition?
No.
There you go.
No.
Nope. Okay. All
Okay,
right. This
there
is
you
the
go.
IMDb synopsis. Batman is manipulated by Lex Luthor to fear Superman. Superman's existence is meanwhile dividing the world, and he is framed for murder during an international crisis. The heroes clash and force the neutral Wonder Woman to reemerge. I don't think that's a great synopsis of the film.
I also think it's not true. I don't completely believe that he manipulates Batman.
No, Batman is angry
He's
from
all
the get-go.
Yeah, and
The moment he hugs that child, he's like,
Yes.
I'm going after that guy. Let's start at the top.
let's
Talk
do it.
about pre-production and what happened before this was made.
Okay.
First off, released March 25th, 2016 in the United States, it made $81 million opening weekend domestically. However, did you know that Belgium got to see this movie before we did?
Well, I mean, they invented French fries and chocolate, so I think they should get it first.
They got it 2 days
Why
earlier.
would you invent fries and name them after another country?
Maybe you were concerned as to whether or not you were gonna like them, so you're like, well, let's stick it to the
Okay,
French.
right.
Oh, nobody will eat these. We'll call them French fries. Oh, no, it was a hit. Belgium, for one reason or another, got to see it 2 days earlier.
Huh.
It opened on March 23rd. What the hell, Belgium?
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Budget $250 million. Domestically, it made $330 million. Worldwide, it made $875 million. That $250 million budget, they also spent $175 million on advertising.
Most usually you get close to doubling your budget, so you need to make 2.5 times your budget really to start making money, which is why more and more big budget films, including Tom Cruise's big space epic he wants to make, got shelved. They're shopping to a different studio because people are getting antsy now, knowing, will we make $800 million anymore? Especially when the last two Mission Impossibles made not quite 600. You can't spend 250 anymore and expect 600 to be a hit, which is wacky, but still where we are.
Directed by Zack Snyder, written by Chris Terrio, Argo, Star
He said
Wars Episode
Schneider
9.
again, didn't he?
I
He
did.
just
A little
does it.
bit, but he's
Is it a
getting
jab?
better. I
Is
feel
it
like the is starting
is it
to
a
get
disrespect?
It's getting better.
It's every now and then I catch myself. All right, directed by Zack Snyder.
Okay, wait a second. You said written by.
Written
on
by
the previous. Now,
Chris Terrio.
Always
there any-
remember and don't ever
Wait,
forget.
is there any mention? Who wrote the comic of the Batman v Superman the original? Frank Miller, right?
Frank Miller wrote
Yeah.
The Dark Knight
Well,
Returns.
So
that includes
that's
that.
it. The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. How much of? Because I read that so many years ago. Is any of that in this?
Almost none.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost none.
Okay.
And Chris Terrio coming off Argo.
Coming off of Argo, right?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, why wouldn't you think he'd be fantastic? And it's written by him and David S. Goyer. Dark Knight and Batman Begins. Come on. Like, you would think these guys got it.
Here's what
No rewrites.
And
no
Nolan's
notes.
still
you know
on
more
board,
than I do.
right?
I have to believe that the studio got involved and somehow derailed it, right?
It's interesting you say that because this was the 8th biggest domestic opening of all time.
Oh.
The 4th biggest worldwide opening of all time. The 4th film to make over $400 million in its opening weekend, and it still set a new record for the biggest drop-off for the following weekend.
Oh, wow.
Previously held by Fantastic
my
Four,
God.
which is so bad I've only seen the first 10 minutes of, and I went, nope.
Wait, which Fantastic Four?
The 2015, the one with Michael B. Jordan and
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller.
It's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough. And it's sadly rough.
Yeah. The second Friday, it only made $15 million.
Are you... What?
Second Friday. Yes. So from Friday to Friday, just giant drop off.
Well, it opened huge because when you say it to the random person on the street, a muggle, who's not weird like us,
Right.
and you say, name 2 superheroes, I don't know, Batman, Superman, like that's it. They're not going to say Captain America, Iron Man. Now they will,
Yeah.
but pre-Marvel, they wouldn't. So like these are the 2 biggest superhero intellectual properties in the world. Pitting them against each other, everyone's coming out. Then
true.
they hear it's bad, and everyone stayed away.
Number 88 for all-time worldwide box office earnings. Wow. All right, 2016, we've done this with everyone. Where did it fall? It did make top 10. Where did it fall in the top 10 for 2016?
I think I know this. Should I say it if I know it? If I think I know
Let
it?
Sean go first.
Okay.
8.
Sean or Paul?
Isn't it 7?
It's 8.
Oh, it's 8. Ha! Here's me
Sean,
pretending
do it.
I know stuff.
Who can name the other 4? Go for it.
The other
2016.
The other 4? What do you mean?
I don't know why I said 4.
Yeah, I don't either.
I had hard seltzer in the house already.
Come on, guys. Which books are the top 5?
Wait, this is a book show, right? Is it? Okay, I got it.
You want the number 1 movies of 2016? All right.
Of course I do.
Somewhere in the top 5 is going to be Captain America: Civil War.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, I
don't know
said
any.
Cap.
Captain America Civil War was number 3.
I don't even remember what came out in 2016.
There was a Star Wars movie that was released in 2016.
Wait, Force Awakens?
Rogue One.
No, Rogue One, number 2.
Oh.
Number 2. There's a very popular Disney sequel which came out in 2016.
Frozen 2.
Nope.
Sequel?
Yeah.
Pixar?
Yes.
Oh. Toy Story 3.
Finding Dory. That was
Finding
number
Dory.
1 for the year.
Finding Dory.
Number 4, Secret Life of Pets. Number 5, The Jungle Book. Number 6, Deadpool. Number 7, Zootopia. 8, Batman v Superman. 9, Suicide Squad. 10, Doctor Strange. So Disney. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 5, 6.
Well,
6.
I will also
6 out of the
argue
top
that's
10.
because they have a monopoly.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's true. Do you remember seeing this in the theater?
Yes, I have very vivid memories of seeing this.
Where,
in the theater.
when, with who?
So
Positive experience? You
It
don't
was
look
an
like you're happy
okay.
about
It was an okay experience. It was my first time going to one of the more posh movie theaters where they like bring you food and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, somebody had given me a gift certificate, and I was like, I want to see this movie. I'm going to go. Right. So I went by myself. Whatever. Going to see this movie. Have this experience. And then I ended up getting some food, and it was more than like everything was more than the gift certificate. So then I'm paying, and which was fine. But I remember there was like this huge I think it was like the peak of the battle when they're really fighting each other, right? Like this huge moment, right? And all this stuff's happening, and the guy comes in and is like, I have your bill. I was like, this is your process?
Yeah.
For how you do this?
It is.
You're an idiot. This is terrible.
Right.
He's not an idiot. His managers are idiots because this is not how that experience should be.
For every movie, they should know these minutes you don't go in there.
No, they should never, ever, 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 ever go in during a movie. It should any transaction should happen before or after the film, and that's it. Anyway. So for me, that ruined the experience because I was so distracted with this guy, and then I went back to the movie and I was like, wait, what happened? And then, and ultimately, I will say, I was struck by how dark it was. It was really dark. The theatrical release felt, I don't know. Maybe there was more explained in the Ultimate Edition, so maybe
There is a lot more explained in the
some
Ultimate
of it made a little bit more sense because I remember
it was very clunky.
I remember watching the theatrical and kind of going, I just don't feel like there's something missing here, and clearly there was. So yeah, it was an okay experience. It wasn't great.
Paul?
I don't remember the specifics outside of going in and then not enjoying the film.
Were you with me at Comic-Con?
Yes,
When they
when Harry
announced this?
Lennox announced it and the place went nuts, it was a great moment.
DC
That
panel,
they did not
Warner Brothers
live
panel,
up
has DC come out, they're doing their DC segment. Harry Lennox, who plays General Calvin Swanwick, comes out and he says, we don't have anything. No, it was Zack Snyder, who said, we can't tell you anything about this movie. And this is 2013. So this is before anything has started. 2013, Zack says, we don't have anything that we can show you. We can't tell you anything about our next DC film. So I'm going to bring out one of the actors that's in it, and he's just going to read something. Do you know any of this, Sean?
Nope.
Okay. All of us are on pins and needles like, what's happening? So Harry Lennox comes out, who was the general in Man of Steel, and this is what he reads. He just reads, I want you to remember, Clark, in all the years to come, in your most private moments, I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember
I'm the crowd.
this one man who beat you. And then they brought up the insignia of the bat symbol with the S inside of it. And everyone goes nuts because it's like, it's the passage from The Dark Knight Returns.
Right.
Where he takes out Superman.
Right.
Really takes him out.
Right.
Place goes wild. That was honestly the highlight of my journey with this film.
Agreed. That was a moment.
That was a moment.
Wow.
It really was.
I have to tell you, I know you guys experienced it. Even just hearing you read it back, I got some chills.
It was-
I was
Well,
like,
Frank Miller's
that,
source
that was
material is
amazing.
outstanding.
Yeah. It was
That was the same year that Loki showed up in Hall H, correct? For the
Not
Marvel
only
panel.
Did
That was
Tom,
great.
Tom Hiddleston not only showed up in
full Loki.
costume
No, I said,
as Loki.
That's what I said. Loki showed up. And he called us, he insulted us. That was great.
Yes, he called us all mewling squims.
Yeah, something to that
Something
effect.
like that.
Did you just make that up?
No, he says that to in Avengers, he says that to Black Widow.
Mewling squim?
I think he says you mewling squim.
Wow.
It was one of those where I went, I don't know what that means, but that sounded really fucking insulting.
Yeah.
Like she should punch him. I think it was a mewling squim. Anyway. Okay.
This has been your break on Mewling Squims.
Pre-production. A Batman and Superman film was originally pitched in August 2001 by Andrew Walker with Wolfgang Peterson already attached and Akiva Goldsman to script it. Goldman's script had Bruce Wayne's fiancée slain by the Joker, which sends him on a revenge rampage and brings him in conflict with Superman, who tries to stop him. The film was shelved, but in Goldman's later film, I Am Legend, 2007, a teaser poster for the film of Batman versus Superman is seen in the opening scene. There's a poster on the wall. I actually Googled this earlier today. I was like, I want to see this. And it's amazing how close it is. It's the Batman symbol with the S on the inside.
Wow.
And Will Smith is walking past it. It's crazy. It's in the background. You got to look for it.
I entirely remember Peterson being attached to that. Yeah. That never happened.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I'd only read The Dark Knight Returns, and I knew he was a good director, so I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was rumored at the time that George Clooney would be reprising his Batman role from Batman and Robin, and John Travolta.
Oh my gosh.
John Travolta would be playing Superman. John Travolta.
Well,
hey.
We had this, right?
We had this premonition.
He was
before.
originally.
It really is the same as the driving.
I mean, I love John Travolta, but Superman, no.
I gotta go over to Gotham City.
You gotta tell me what's going on.
Do some reporting.
What? Hey,
boo. Lois, I thought she was out doing reporting overseas.
There was later a switch, and Warner Brothers wanted Johnny Depp as Batman, and of course Josh Hartnett as Superman, to come full circle. Not Chris Klein, Josh Hartnett, who turned down $100 million.
There's a lot of not charming going on there.
Yeah. Oh, so true. Snyder. I said it correctly.
Yeah, you did
and
great.
Nolan considered, because Christopher Nolan was executive producers on this, considered having Man of Steel share continuity with Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, but Snyder decided against it. He's like, it just would have been too complicated because Joseph Gordon-Levitt took over.
Yeah,
and they were, they've always been, DC has always been scared of the multiverse.
Yeah,
Marvel embraced it, but DC for forever.
Weirdly, that's where it worked for me with The Flash.
Yeah, I really like the Flash movie.
Flashpoint?
No, the Flash.
The live action.
The live action, the Flash movie.
Yeah, I enjoy that film. I just saw a little bit of it a few weeks ago again. I was like, yeah, this is really fun.
Well, yeah, because they do Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. As part of the settlement with his heirs, this is the first Batman production that lists Bill Finger as co-creator of Batman.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, I didn't
so
know
cool.
that either. Jeffrey Dean Morgan auditioned to be Batman, obviously did not get it, was cast as Thomas Wayne, right? And he also, a few years earlier, had provided the voiceover for Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint animated film.
Oh, wow.
He's fantastic in the Flashpoint animated film. I mean, he's great all the time.
Yeah.
But it was like, you watch that animated film and you think to yourself, I would like to see a movie where I want to see that Elseworlds where Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and he's the vigilante that goes out, because there's a lot there in the Flashpoint, in the original version of Flashpoint. Martha and Bruce are killed. Thomas Wayne is left alone. He lives through the stuff in Crime Alley, which why would you ever go down Crime Alley to begin with? You're just asking for it, right? So anyway,
well, we weren't going to go down Shot in the Head Street. What are we, crazy?
And then he becomes Batman.
Then the irony.
Casting. Ryan
Wait a minute.
Gosling.
I would say Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Snyder did write by him previously as the comedian. It was a great
This
role.
is true.
And it's a great role and a great performance.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He's great in everything. Like, name one thing that he hasn't been good in. I didn't even watch what
Walking Dead?
No. He was fantastic as Negan. No, what was the ER ripoff that he did that he was in? That's what shot him
Was
to
he in
fame?
Chicago Hope?
No.
Then I don't know.
Okay, never mind.
Fascinating.
I'll be over
Anyway.
here. I'll be over here if you need me.
All right. Ryan Gosling turned down Batman. What do you think? Ryan Gosling, how would that have been?
Bad. He did the right thing.
I think he did the right thing. I don't think he's exactly the right type. I think he could act it, but I don't think he
He's got a specific style of comedy
Yeah.
that he chooses the right projects to shine it in. I mean, it's between Barbie and La La Land.
Yeah.
And what looks like this new Lord and Miller sci-fi movie that he's in.
Yeah.
Looks like those are the type.
Wait,
and
wasn't
that's
he in
not
Fall Guy
Superman.
too?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different comedy.
It would have
than
been a
what you'd
different
want
movie.
From, yeah.
I once again, in watching this, I'm saying it right now, Ben Affleck is the best part of this movie.
He is awesome.
He's the best part of
He's
this thing.
so good.
It makes
Batman.
me. I want to see a Ben Affleck standalone Batman movie. Let him write it. Let him direct it. Let him do it. I'm a fan of the guy. We already know Joe Manganiello. Jesus. You'll fix that in post, right? Please.
Joe
You have to
Manganiello.
say it right once in order for me to cut and paste it and put it over the other times you said it poorly.
Joe Mangina auditioned for Batman, didn't get it. Richard Armitage didn't get it. Max Martini, I don't even know who Max Martini is.
Max Martin, I believe I've interviewed him. He plays soldiers a lot. He's cool.
Okay. And Matthew Good. Wow. Matthew Goad?
Good. No, Matthew Good. Ozymandias from...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he's fantastic. All either auditioned or considered for the role. And they even discussed the part with Josh Brolin. I think a Josh Brolin Batman would be badass.
Okay, here's what I want to
Agree.
see what's the animated series of the young Batman? Like he takes the young guy under his wing.
The Brave and the Bold.
No.
The Bold and the Beautiful.
The Bold. No, it was like a 2000 Batman Beyond. Mm-hmm. Batman Beyond.
Yep.
Did you watch any of that?
A little, yeah.
I love the concept of that. Bruce Wayne is so old he can't be Batman anymore, but he still wants to do this, right? And he takes someone under his wing. I always saw that it would be great if we could have had Clint Eastwood be that.
That would have been great.
I mean, oh my God, that would have been amazing. But Josh Brolin, I would go see a Josh Brolin version of that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And can I just give another quick shout out to Max Martini, because he was in Captain Phillips, one of my favorite films of the last 20 years. Who is he in Captain Phillips? And when I had him in my studio, I was all excited because he got the best line in the whole movie. Execute. He's the Marine at the end who calls the firing on those
on the guy
Somalian pirates
on the new cow.
It's just the best.
Yeah.
So he's throughout, boom, boom, and the tension's building. Greengrass is creating this masterpiece of suspense and tension. It's all crazy. Execute. And just it's joyous.
Yeah.
But anyway, and he's been in a couple of dramas. He actually would have been good, but I don't think anybody knew who he was. You got to go star power, unfortunately.
Isn't it interesting with Batman? You have to go star power.
But
with Superman,
you don't.
None.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Christian Bale wanted to play Batman again after Dark Knight Rises, but he actually stated in an interview, Batman doesn't belong in any other film but his own. And Warner Brothers didn't even approach him about this.
Wow.
Yeah. Jason Momoa auditioned for Batman, was cast as Aquaman, obviously. For the role of Wonder Woman, Olga Kurylenko. Jesus.
Sorry, there aren't a lot of Sam Smiths involved in the casting process.
There should be.
To help your
Stan Smith
seltzer
originally was
tongue.
going to do the music. See, I said Stan Smith.
Olga Kurylenko. She's a Bond chick, right?
Yeah, she's great. She's fantastic. She auditioned. Jamie Alexander and Elodie Young were considered for the role of Wonder Woman before Gal Gadot was cast.
I have a note in my notes that I just remembered that I actually have. I should probably pull those out.
You have notes and you don't have them in front of you.
I don't know if I forgot to pull them. Anyway, I just got back from vacation. I have vacation on my mind.
All this will be cut if you'd like to just get your notes.
No, you got to keep that part.
No, we're cutting the first 30 minutes.
Yeah,
okay.
The show hasn't technically started yet.
Here's
by the time I'm done.
Good. All right. No, I made a note because I thought it was striking. Gal Gadot, right?
Right.
That's how you say her name, right?
I think it's
I don't
Gal
believe
Gadot.
so.
I thought it was Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. It's Gal Gadot.
It's Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
For realsies?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Gal Gadot.
Everybody, Sean is American.
Right.
I know you can't see him.
But
Okay.
Can you say Olga Kurylenko?
Olga Kurylenko. Okay. Gal Gadot reminds me this is going to sound weird, but come with me on this journey. I feel like she was one of those people like Christopher Reeve who was born to play Wonder Woman.
Yes.
She is so perfect in the role, so believable without doing too much, and I don't particularly love her in a lot of other things. I think she's fine in the Fast and Furious stuff and some other things I've seen. She's fine. She's a good actor, but she's so amazing as Wonder Woman. It's like she was born to play that role, just like Chris Reeves. So
but Chris Reeves I also thought Chris Reeves was very, very talented.
Yes.
And he could play a lot of other things. And
I agree.
He does.
I
like,
agree.
Him in Noises Off is fantastic.
Yes, I agree.
But what I love about Gal Gadot is I don't think she's a great actress. And you can literally see how hard she's working at acting in the beginning of Wonder Woman. But 20 minutes in, I don't care that she's not a great actress. I'm just believing that is her.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Joaquin Phoenix turned down Lex Luthor.
Man.
What do you think?
That's a shame because I have mixed feelings about Eisenberg.
Eisenberg originally auditioned to be Jimmy Olsen, and Jimmy Olsen was going to be a larger part.
I could see that more.
I could see that more too.
Yeah.
Matt Damon and Bradley Cooper were also considered for Lex Luthor. I think Bradley Cooper as Lex Luthor would have been fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Suave,
Oh, yeah.
good looking, has it all together, but he's got this thing underneath his skin that he can't deal with. Yeah.
Yep.
Adam Driver was going to be a Dick Grayson or Nightwing, and Carla Gugino was going to be Catwoman. They were both cut.
That was something I wanted to say about the Chris Nolan stuff. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I think is amazing and brilliant. I would have loved to have seen him either become Batman or do a Darkwing.
No, he should have been Darkwing Duck.
Yeah. I haven't even had any seltzers, and I said Darkwing Duck. So what's his Nightwing? Nighttime
Nightwing.
Nightwing. Yeah.
Nightline.
Nightline. Yeah, I think he would have been just so fabulous.
Darkwing Duck in the 24th and a half century. That's my best ever.
Hang on.
Okay, wait.
Paul
I want
has
to
a
hear
text
Super
coming in.
Chicken and Darkwing Duck.
We need a crossover between these two.
Yeah, I want to hear that
Batman
conversation.
v Superman, where it's Darkwing Duck versus Super Chicken. Oh my god! Oh my god! Somebody who's listening right now, get to AI and make it happen.
Oh my god.
Paul, you were going to say something serious.
Let's get Vintage Movie Nights on YouTube to do it. He's a Super Chicken fan.
There you go.
There you go.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, just take this out.
A lot of the people call me gal, like different variations, but I totally get it because it's hard to pronounce. But yeah, my name is Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gadot. Yeah, the
Gal
T is
Gadot.
very soft.
Gadot.
It's a soft T.
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
I-
We learned
Gal
something every
Gadot.
day.
I think it's almost like instead of I'm just saying.
Timothy Dalton was considered for the role of Alfred J. Pennyworth. He'd have been great.
I mean,
Yeah, but one of the best bullseye castings in Batman v Superman is Jeremy Irons.
I agree.
Oh my
Himself.
god,
agree.
and he's just so good.
He is.
Everything he does.
Yeah.
Dalton would have been great too, but yeah.
Steve Amell wanted to be in this because, he was Oliver Queen, but they didn't even approach him. Sean, in The Dark Knight Returns, the Green Arrow is the one who actually ends up killing Superman.
Wait, in The Dark Knight Returns?
In the comic book.
Oh.
That's why Steve Amell, who plays Oliver Queen, a.k.a. Green Arrow, was hoping to actually be in this film. Green Arrow does not make an appearance. Green Arrow does not
Got
kill
it,
Superman.
got it. I know, y'all go real deep with stuff.
Zack Snyder had full... I said it properly again. Zack Snyder had full creative control over casting.
I do think, when you're directing a piece of that magnitude, I feel like you gotta, if you're bringing on a director to direct this huge budget piece, and you're not gonna let them have casting,
Yeah.
no. Like,
Well-
I feel like you need to, because they're gonna be in the trenches together.
Yeah.
So this person, he or she, is going to need people they trust, people they like, people they think are right for this part. Like, in their spirit, they think it's right.
I think DC at that time was probably looking to... They said, we need a Jon Favreau. Hey, Zach, you're our new Jon Favreau. I think that's what was going on. So you do whatever you want. We'll give you Man of Steel. Perfect. Now go make another one. I don't know. Just my thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's on him. Jesse Eisenberg is on him then.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because that's not just casting that doesn't work for me, but it's overall conceptually a bad Lex Luthor. To make him clownish.
Yep.
There's a maturity to Nicholas Hoult from what I see. I'd be curious to see if that's pulled off as a more contemptible billionaire than just a reckless young kid billionaire. The buffoonery was not what Gene Hackman played. Gene Hackman played ego that was undercut.
Yes.
There was the comedy instead of playing buffoon.
Yeah.
So that's where I thought the Eisenberg take and the direction and writing behind it didn't work.
I also felt like the Eisenberg take didn't work for me because it felt so much like the Joker character in some ways. Like I felt that there were moments where he's starting to go insane.
I thought he was more like Jim Carrey's Riddler in all
Oh,
honesty.
yeah, no, that's a better pull.
No,
that's a way better pull.
Towards the end,
yeah,
he certainly
yeah.
did that, and I didn't understand that direction to take.
Didn't make
I
sense
didn't
at all.
either.
We have plenty of crazy characters.
Yes.
Yeah,
and Lex is not crazy.
He's not. I want to see the egotistic billionaire getting taken down by Superman in the new movie. I mean, everybody wants to see the egotistic billionaire get taken down,
right?
Rather than some clown. So I think it's a better.
I will say I did like in terms of the story and writing. I liked some of the justifications of his character, some of the history. I liked that they tried to add some depth to what really was a surfacey kind of comic, standardized comic booky kind of character.
Right. Okay, let's actually dive into the movie. We'll go moment by moment, things that stood out to us. Once again, we are specifically talking about the Ultimate Edition. So if you saw the movie in the theater and what we're saying doesn't sound, you're like, I don't remember that at all, that's because you probably didn't see it. The Ultimate Edition, I've seen both of them. I really dislike the theatrical edition. The Ultimate Edition is much better, but as you'll see later, nothing gets past the biggest problem with this film, and that is the Martha sequence. Nothing. Let's save it. Let's save it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see you ramping up.
Gotta get.
And I'm going to get on my hind legs.
Okay. Ooh, I don't know what that means. I feel like I should stretch.
For me, the film opened up, and right off the bat, this was my very first note. Say what you want about Zack Snyder. And I did write Snyder.
say Zack Snyder how you want.
Say what you want about Zack Snyder. He makes great visuals.
True. Yeah.
I do not think he's a great storyteller, but I do think he is a great visualist. So it makes me wonder, I bet he would have been a phenomenal comic book artist if he hadn't have become a movie maker instead.
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that in general.
Yeah, it's a great sequence at the top, but I mean, I guess we got a new actor playing Batman, so we have to do the origin again. Do we not all know what went on with his parents?
I agree.
It adds nothing, and they revisit it later in the film when when they talk about Martha. They cut back. Remember Martha? That's his mom, and here's how they died
Martha.
again.
I got cut off on the Martha. We're doing the Martha. Are we doing the Martha?
Well, no, but we're talking about the opening. About how it doesn't need to be done, and then they call it back. Neither need to happen. We know what's going on. But again, I'll say about the new film. Apparently, there's a couple of title cards that explain why Superman's on Earth, and we're off to the races. We don't have to do the whole thing with he's coming from Krypton and all that. It's already done. We know it. We get it. We knew it with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He just shows up in Civil War. Hey, he's a kid in Queens doing all this stuff that you guys are doing. He's fighting crime. Oh yeah, bring him in, and we all get it.
Yeah,
right.
I love it. One of my favorite parts of the movie is the opening to this film, and is specifically for the reason that Paul will explain
all
now.
the stuff I just crapped
about
on?
why Bruce Wayne is such a badass. The beginning of this film. You've said this to me like 3 times. Why you like this intro. And I completely agree.
Okay, so it's not you're not talking about the really opening, which is his parents getting killed.
No, not
you're
his
talking
parents
about
getting-
when.
I'm talking about.
Okay, there's a couple things I took away from the destruction of Metropolis.
Yes.
At the end of Man of Steel, and how it's revisited at the opening of Batman vs Superman that I didn't even take in the first time. But watching the two films back to back so closely, first of all, the terraforming machine is terrifying, visually and audibly. And it's interesting in Man of Steel, but watching it through Bruce Wayne's perspective, it's twice as terrifying.
Yeah.
Watching the damage it does and the fight between Kal-El and Zod also is much more effective. But there is no greater hero moment, perhaps, in all of the DCEU than Bruce Wayne running into the smoke.
100%.
That is superhero A+.
Everyone is screaming, running for their lives, and he's running toward danger.
Exactly.
Now,
Tony Stark does the same thing in Infinity War years later when Thanos' henchmen show up in
Yep.
New York and they start wreaking havoc, and
Yes.
everyone's running away. And he's got nothing as well.
Yeah.
He puts on his glasses and the whole suit forms, but when he walks around the corner to see
Yes.
what's up and take people on, he's a guy. Bruce Wayne is a guy, and that's super impressive.
Hey, Squidward, Earth is closed today.
Yeah, right.
Great line. Great line.
Yeah.
I love that moment right up until the little girl, because it's such a cliche moment. Oh no, a piece of the building's about to fall on this little girl holding a stuffed animal.
With a toy.
And Bruce
With no parents anywhere.
runs
just
over
like-
and grabs. Where are your parents? She's up in the building. Okay, so let's take it back. Somehow this little girl is outside the building where her mother works, and her mother is up on the 20th floor? Who? What?
Bad
What?
parenting.
Okay, I'm going to defend this. I think based on the idea that this is a big city, it's a big building, it really would make sense that they would have a child care floor where you would drop off your kid at some point. Usually it's like a lower floor, and then you would go up to an office higher
okay?
up.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I mean, your arms sore with that kind of reaching you're doing? Jesus. Really?
Here's the thing.
No, look, I'm telling you.
I will buy that.
Yes,
That
thank
is-
you very much.
That is
Thank
not
you
what the
very much.
storyteller gave us, because it is one girl in the middle of the street.
You guys got to fill that stuff in. I can't help you.
No. There are. I have
That's
a
a
whole.
quote from Zack Snyder. Right?
I have a whole
Did it?
list of questions of things that I just go, why?
Mm.
Why? We'll get to those.
Oh my God. We're 45 minutes in.
Don't get me wrong. Once again, I'm going to go back to I'm going to sound like I hate this film. This film, had it only been a Batman film, I want another cut of this film where you only follow Batman. Cut out every single other scene, and you might have a really good movie if you do something else about Martha. But it's just like Ben Affleck and Batman is the best part of this thing.
Yeah.
The scenes that he's in are the best part. There are too many, and there are way too many other things that just don't make sense. I will say this also. We had 3 scenes, and I wrote down that they spent so much money on this movie, location after location after location, with super high production value, and we're only 5 minutes in. We went from Metropolis, then we went somewhere else, and then we went to the Sudan or something like that. And I was like,
Well, we were in Gotham at the beginning, too. Yeah, with the Waynes.
gotcha.
Right.
That's right. And I was just like, wow.
With the Wayans brothers? That's
with
awesome.
the Wayne
Wayans.
brothers in this movie.
Batman versus white chicks.
What did you think about this opening sequence with Nairobi? Nairobi? That's where they were, right? Nairobi?
Sure.
Okay, sure. What did you think about Superman coming in?
I
lives?
think it's an interesting opening. I also think it's interesting that is this. I'm starting to get these movies confused a little bit. This is the opening where this is the movie where we briefly hear someone say they're Jimmy Olsen, and then that person gets murdered.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting that right? Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double check because that moment for me was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot there's a Jimmy Olsen in this. Oh my God, he just died.
Yes.
Well, also because that's Ultimate Edition specific, right?
Is it?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know if he called himself Jimmy Olsen in the original.
Oh,
Don't quote me on
interesting.
that one, but
I thought that was, and then it made me go, okay, so were they saying that he really was Jimmy Olsen, or obviously it was a cover name, so there is no Jimmy Olsen. It was just a cover name that's called Jimmy Olsen, and so there is no character. Anyway, I thought that was, but yeah,
well, at least he didn't do antics and get in trouble.
yeah. I mean that part's good. This opening sequence is a setup for stuff that happens sort of throughout the film in terms of Superman, and he did it in Man of Steel as well, saving Lois. Specifically
Yeah.
saving Lois. What do you guys think about that?
Well, she was mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
interesting.
idea is he caused an international incident because he did this. But this leads me to my very first problem, my very first major problem of this film.
Okay.
Is this opening sequence. Okay. So Superman gets blamed for the death of all of these people. All these people that were shot and killed. 1, Superman doesn't use bullets. Okay? That's how all the people died.
Well, they were burned.
2,
Too.
he doesn't need bullets.
Yeah.
We're going to blame Superman on, and then the other time is like, oh, there's a bomb. Are we saying that he did that as well? It's just like, I'm not buying for a minute your premise. If I can't buy into your premise right off the bat, then your whole movie is shot, right?
Well, I don't know that he got necessarily blamed for the bomb, did he? Because he saved a few people, and then he just took off. But I don't think when he was saving a few people that he brought out of the wreckage, they were accusing him of anything, did they?
Maybe I'm just
I don't think so.
misremembering.
But, yeah, well, we eventually learned that's all Luther, right?
Right,
in the Middle
I know,
East,
but she
because
had the bullet
but he
that-
burned the bodies. I thought that was they blamed it on his his heat vision.
Still, but there would have been, the shell casings all over, the shells inside of the people. I mean, bullets inside of the people. It blows my mind that, okay, we're just going to buy that Superman killed all these people when there are bullets everywhere.
Well, everybody hates Superman.
I mean,
But
that's something that continues on throughout the entire film, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not buying this premise.
So for me, I interpreted it more that it was about him having the choice, that consistent theme of, and I like this question, who gets saved? I really like that question. I mean, we've talked about this in when we were talking about the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Who gets saved in these moments? I think that is, again, Zack Snyder did a good job, I think, in asking more deep philosophical questions about the concept of this character. Coming off of the push of Christopher Nolan's Batman and trying to make a superhero feel real, and then trying to take that paradigm and apply it to an alien who has superpowers.
Yeah.
It's tough. But I think that's where this movie, what this movie was trying to do, it didn't succeed with everything, right? With Man of Steel and this one. But I actually really do applaud the effort, because I think this movie brought us into, even though I know, Paul, you don't like the fact that it's dark with Superman, we don't have the hope stuff and all that, but I think it's an interesting take. I think it's a deeper take than we had before. Of course, 80s movies are 80s movies, and Superman, those movies were obviously a lot more hopeful and joyful and fun and lighthearted. Oh, and that's something I want to say. And one thing that struck me about this film in general is how violent this film is. Right out of the gate.
The Ultimate Edition version is rated R.
But I was watching it and I'm thinking about our Superman movie that we grew up with, and I'm thinking, who's this movie for? Because this is something that comes up for me a lot with these kinds of movies. Because at the end of the day, there's a cross section that happens, right? Because our generation will go see these movies. We still love these characters. We do want to see these characters again. However, for us, when we were kids, they were kids' movies. But I was thinking about, I'll always bring up Star Wars because it's my go-to and I love it. But Empire Strikes Back, that's a dark film when you really think about it. Like, there's a lot of dark stuff that happens in that film, and we handled it as kids. There was something about it that was interesting. But it wasn't. It's not nearly as violent as this film is, or some of these other superhero movies are. It's fodder for discussion and
adults
thought,
went
because
but they with the drop off in week 2, they clearly didn't come back and bring.
But
their
that's
kids.
the point, is that the kids aren't, the adults are going. The adults are the ones spending the money. But really, it's the kids that buy. It's the kids that make go, hey, I want to go. That's how you get those numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Disposable income.
Yeah.
Batman on the ceiling in our introduction to Batman. Him in the corner and then crawling across the ceiling.
It's gonna get worse. He'll do parkour in Justice League. So
yeah, but now that is something from the comics. I just felt like the way that they shot it was so poor. It should have been darker. We shouldn't have seen him as clearly. We should have seen that he was just there, and then he moves to the other side. I don't know. I feel like movie magic could have solved that problem.
Here's why I liked it. I liked it because
these two don't like each other.
I liked it because it was an introduction of a Batman that was different from the Chris Nolan. Right out of the gate, we're seeing this different suit. It's more gray. It's much more kind of gritty, and I don't even know how to describe it. Right, and it almost looks like cement all over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very rough. and he's rough. And I just thought that was a cool intro for him. And I liked seeing him fight the way he fought. And it's interesting in the movie too. He fights dirty. He fights way dirtier than the Chris Nolan Batman ever did.
Yeah, none of them are really out to kill anybody.
Yeah.
No.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Guys throw a grenade, and then it gets hit back at them, and they
Yeah.
all blow up. Oops.
Yep.
Maybe you shouldn't have thrown the grenade.
I think but I don't think there's any whoops about it for him. I mean, he's branding people.
Yeah. Well, that.
I mean, I think
isn't
he's
murder.
happy. I think he's happy to murder people. I don't think he wants to murder people, but I think he's happy to take the scum off the street. I think that's part of his whatever demon in this.
While I love Hans Zimmer, there were parts of this I thought the score was very heavy-handed, and one of them, right off the bat, is I actually wrote it down. Senator Finch says, "I'm blocking the import license for your mineral," and Eisenberg looks up at her, and he gives a look, and the music that comes in is so, "Oh, I'm evil." I was like, is he going to twist his mustache as well? Like, I was just like, this is really heavy. It really was. It really was. It was, with the violins, I was like, this is so heavy-handed.
Paul said it before about the music, and I think in Man of Steel there's much more of a theme with the piano piece that they play, which is beautiful. They don't play that piece quite as much in this film. And there are score moments in this film that get really, really big. But to Paul's point, I don't feel like I hear a theme that I can hum as I'm leaving the theater. I'm like, I hear music and it's really big. I couldn't repeat what I just heard.
I'm going to agree with you 100%. Furthermore, the only time that I enjoyed the score, and I'm going to go to another DC movie, the Wonder Woman theme is fantastic. And when they first bring her up, when Bruce first sees that picture and they start doing the No Man's Land music, yes, which is fantastic. And then when she is looking at stuff later, they bring it up again. And I was like, that is music that fits it.
Yep.
Like, the rest of this, Hans, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but every time she shows up,
I don't
okay,
need
here
it every
she is
time,
again.
but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the rest of the score, I just went, oh.
It wouldn't be Snyder and
I don't know.
Zimmer though if they didn't overdo it.
I kind of like that they bring it in. Look, she's only in the film so many moments, right?
I forgot she was in it.
So
she showed
up. You know
up. I
what's
went,
funny?
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot she was in it.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. Yeah.
But again,
I
it's
forgot
just
so much.
another dour, trudging score from Zimmer, who's great. I mean, again, none of these are like, for some reason, he can do stuff like Driving Miss Daisy,
Right.
but he just doesn't anymore. Everything he does now is dun 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 dun. There's a trudging march type musical piece in this that just was boom, boom. Boom. And I was like,
especially for
this is
Luthor,
like, this
right? That was a Luthor piece too.
I guess so. It was
think
just,
so.
I felt like it was very plodding, and I don't know. If you want good Zimmer, weirdly, the F1 score that he currently has out is awesome.
Oh.
Now he's still in this and that has trouble with quiet moments. He doesn't know how to be quiet during them, like John Williams does. I just watched Jaws at the Hollywood Bowl with live music accompaniment.
was that good?
And boy, there's just not a lot to Williams in that because he knows when not to be there.
Yeah.
And then he'll come in quietly. But Zimmer just never is not a presence to double negative you. But so anyway, the only notable theme, was Wonder Woman, and I thought it was weirdly used. So
my favorite of all the Hans Zimmer music is actually The Rock. He has his main theme, which is great. Ba-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. No? Anyone else? It's great, but he also has a very, very soft piece, which you don't even really notice in the film, but if you listen to the soundtrack, you're like, when did this take place? And it's just called Jade, and it's when Sean Connery's talking to his daughter. And it's a beautiful piece. My favorite music of his has always been that movie, believe it or not.
Well, it's a completely intangible thing that makes me not love this score.
Yeah.
Because he does the same thing in Nolan's trilogy. It's
yes,
it's all that kind of stuff, but it works better.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
The Dark
It's
Knight is
intangible.
great.
I can't even.
but I can't
put my
hum a
finger on
theme
it.
song from it.
Yeah. I think I just did. That's the extent of.
I think you did. But it was really
Well,
good.
of course,
by the way. It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the theme is, but it's great, you know.
So we talked about
That's the extent of
That
it.
is the theme.
2 notes, but it's
we talked about Ben Affleck, and how much I think his Bruce Wayne is spot on, and I think his Batman is great too. I don't need a giant difference between the two.
No.
The voice modulator is fine.
I love
I
it.
don't need.
Yes,
I don't
explain
need
that. Please explain why he has such a gravelly voice. I'm glad they did. You know,
Yes.
because he doesn't always have to talk like this.
No, he doesn't.
You know, he doesn't talk like a angry Scooby-Doo or whatever. So give him the voice modulator because he has to hide the fact that he's a notable society figure.
150%.
So I appreciated that.
And then on the other side, you have Jesse Eisenberg, who I'm like, I feel like you were just miscast in this film. I appreciate what you're doing, but one, that's not the character, and two, I'm spending more time paying attention to your performance than I am what's going on in the movie. And does that mean you're doing your job? Because the answer is no. Anyone?
No, I mean,
did my Heisenberg rant. I'm good.
I would have loved to have seen, there's that scene where he gives the speech at the gala or whatever that is.
Which was cut from the theatrical.
And it's a weird speech, and he ends it weird, and the moment is weird. And you're just like, I would have rather seen him pull it together and have this moment that would have been like, oh, that's why he's in charge, even though he's the son. And we get, okay, fine, he inherited or whatever that storyline is, he inherited the business. But like, I would have loved to have seen him be in charge and own that. And I don't know, it wasn't enough. It just kind of flittered off, just like I am right now.
This is my biggest, one of my big, outside of Martha, this is my second biggest problem with this film. I don't know why Lex Luthor wants to kill Superman or take out Batman. I don't know. He has one line in watching it this time, which is the best I can come up with as to why. And it's the line, which is the quote about something about knowledge is power, but just having knowledge without power is the worst thing. Is the worst existence, something like that. It's a famous quote. I did reiterate it terribly.
I have a problem with that.
But I think that line's actually cut. It's in the theatrical version. That's in the
no,
gala.
they played that. No, he said it.
In the theatrical version? Yeah. Okay, still.
But he gives a mumbling...
That's what we're hanging our hat on?
He gives a mumbling, incoherent speech at the gala. It's not even like a strong...
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
To your point.
Yeah.
Why does my villain want to take out my hero? I don't know. Just because he does.
Well, I will say I like that Zack Snyder is asking this. To me, he wants to take him out because he sees him as a god. He sees Superman as like a godlike figure, and he wants to humble him down and destroy the god.
You should have been on set or when they were writing this film.
Zack, excuse me, Mr. Schneider. We need 10 other children who are in the daycare that are over here, and this one girl's wandered away, and she's about to die, and you've got the one daycare lady. We got to have that. I know it's going to cost an extra $1,000 or $2,000 to pay these people, but that's what we got to do for this shot, okay? We need 5 extra lines where he says, he is not a god, I'm better than him, and I will show you.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
That would work a little bit better for me.
You don't think he says that in the film? I feel like that when he's on the helicopter platform, he absolutely says something to that. I don't know the movie enough to say the lines, but I feel like there's something in there that he says that made me get that at least.
Like I said, the line I already mentioned is the closest thing I can come to as his main motivation as to why. But here's the thing. If we have to have a discussion about it, if we can't just literally point and say, well, no, that's his son and he wants to go get his son because the emperor told him to kill him, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that.
Or no, I got to kill him because he keeps foiling all of my plots and taking me to jail. So I got to stop that Superman guy.
That's what I thought. If there was some great crime ring that Superman would be the foil for, he's got to nip him in the bud.
Right.
But I don't.
Maybe
that.
that is actually what it partially is. It's never explained, but actually that would make sense. The other thing I want to say about Luthor, he's making the creature later in the film.
Yeah.
But he's already sent Superman to fight Batman. So what was he going to do with the creature if
And if he
You're making Justin's point.
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't
No,
understand.
I've got so many
that
questions as
part
we go through.
really confused me because I was like, wait, if Batman would have, let's say, tried to kill Superman or had, then and then Luthor has this like crazy creature that does what? And then again, oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but if you step back and you look at this moment where Luthor is creating a creature with Kryptonian whatever.
Yeah, DNA and his DNA.
This is a nod to Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I'm just saying.
How far in the plot of the movie are you right now? If we're going through it chronologically,
He's
how far?
about 15 minutes into the
Are
film.
you?
Yes.
Just joking.
Is it like 39 minutes? Because I
yes,
wrote down specifically
45.
39 minutes in, we get our first humor.
Oh, what was it?
What was it?
Perry White is talking to Clark about his reporting, who Clark wants to talk about all the crime going on. He
Yes.
says, "Oh, crime wave in Gotham. Other breaking news, water, wet." That's the first joke
Yeah.
in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
great.
to give you an idea how dour it is, you got to go
Well,
half a regular movie's length.
that's so funny.
get a ha-ha.
My very next note, speaking of dour, is I love that they showed Superman doing all these great things. They have a whole montage of Superman helping people
Yes.
and doing things for people. But once again, is it bright and happy music? Okay, even if it's not bright, is it less than morose music? No, it's all dour and morose, and I'm going to slit myself just listening to this music.
That's the choice. He saves a girl from a burning building, brings her down amongst all the people of the village. At that point, you have a choice as Chris Terry or Zack Snyder to say, then the people cheer.
Yeah.
No, then they want to touch him.
Yes.
Because he's a god.
'Cause he's
well,
God.
then you're in a different movie, and to me, that's not fun. As fun.
I don't think. Well, first of all, I agree with your point, but obviously, based on what they're creating here, it was never meant to have fun, to be fun in that moment.
Right.
I honestly really like that moment. I like that visual. I actually think, again, this goes back to some of the issues I had with the original Superman movies. That these questions weren't asked, and this makes perfect sense that someone would save someone from a building and people gathering around would bow down to this person as if they were a god, even though they're not. Like that to me makes perfect sense, and it does start to beg the question to be asked. What do we do with this? And in that moment, if you look at the look on Superman's face, even he's kind of like, I'm not this.
Yeah.
What do I do with this even? I don't even, what do I guess I just embrace this. But he has this look on his face. I don't know. I think that's a poignant moment to me.
I did really like that sequence.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
Because also it shows Superman doing and not just talking. Batman talks, Superman does. That's where we should be. And to that point, it is a Batman movie. Superman has, I think, in my notes, 42 lines total in the entire film.
Wow.
That's not much. 42. But immediately after that, we have our Batman dream sequence. And now Batman has the power of premonition? What?
Why does the Flash show up to him in a dream and talk about Lois Lane? Why is that even happening?
That's jumping even more forward, but we can cover that. Yes. Okay. So
Well, it's
here's
the same
there's a
it's
reason.
the end of the premonition.
Oh, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Because he shows up in a dream, not in reality.
Correct.
If he showed up in reality, it would make sense because of that arc that we talked about last time, where later on they know the only way to, in movie 5, and the only way to bring Superman back is to go back and change time and bring Lois back to life. Lois is the key. Because he literally says, Lois Lane is the key. And then he looks at him and he says, am I too early? I'm too early. I'm too early. But Lois Lane is the key. So we're not supposed to, that scene isn't supposed to make sense for
you're right about that.
three more movies. But they obviously never made that movie. Never got to that.
Yeah.
But still, why is it in a dream and not, that would have been reality. He does go back in time. And
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
and once again, if we're putting in a dream, why is Batman dreaming about all this stuff? That's not a power that he has.
No.
He's a guy.
Now, I would buy it more if we had a little bit more of the Chris Nolan Batman, like maybe he's meditating, he does a lot of meditating or something like that, and he's trying to get in touch with, and that's why he's really in touch with his. No, okay.
No, he's not going to suddenly teleport somebody to his presence and make them tell important plot points.
I just,
because they wanted to get information across.
Yeah,
that's why they did it. There's no other reason within the world of the story, but it's just we wanted to get this information across.
What's your next note, Paul? What do you got?
In the montage of people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Andrew Sullivan talking about Superman on news programs, there's a documentary filmmaker named Vikram Gandhi, who also talks about what's going on with. Vikram Gandhi was also interviewed at themovieguys.net.
Hey!
So anyway, there you go.
There you go.
He's playing himself.
Right.
He directed a movie called Barry about the young years of Barack Obama, and I talked to him about it.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, the whole sequence where Batman is going after the kryptonite. Okay, Batman says to himself, I'm not going to land on the ship and do this Captain America Winter Soldier style. So what I'm going to do instead is I'll wait until they're loading it onto a truck, and then I'll shoot a tracker on the truck because I don't know where they're going to take it. But just in case that tracker falls off, I'm going to attack the truck.
And just blow everything to hell.
And at one point, he intentionally crashes into the truck, narrowly missing the tracker that's on the truck. Because had he hit that off, now he's screwed. Although, pretty good guess as to where it's going. It's either going to LexCorp or it's going to, the ship.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. Why? Yeah. You put a tracker on,
and you go,
hey, I'm just going to watch this. Beep. Beep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like that too. Or I also look at the henchmen working for the Russian and all that. There's one point where the back of a car flips open and there's a guy in there with a gun.
Yes.
It's like, ha ha ha! Yes. And like, why is that guy? Just thinking of life. Why are you so excited? Like, what is there something in this for this guy? Like that dude was.
Finally, I get to kill somebody. Rip off the top, boys.
And then later, Batman takes out a warehouse full of guys too, who are all excited. But they must be getting paid something crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Lex has got all their wives kidnapped or something.
I'll take you one further. Okay, at one point there's a gasoline truck, which the Batmobile veers around. The bad guys crash into the gasoline truck. He goes through the wall, right? So that's how powerful the Batmobile is, that he can just drive through a wall and keep going. At that point, don't you just use the Batmobile as your most powerful weapon to stop the semi?
Yes.
Well, he did drive it into the back of it, yes.
Right. But you drive it into the front. That way it stops, and then you get out and you grab the kryptonite and you leave.
Right.
I mean, these are all fair points.
Yeah.
I will say, I was super excited to see the Batmobile do what it did. I always feel like the Batmobiles are underused. We get a little taste of stuff, and I as an action sequence, I mean, your logic is totally right on, and but just as a pure action sequence, I had a good time watching it.
And I'm going to flip to the other side because once again, I actually did enjoy that. Didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
There were several plot holes that I had problems with, but I did enjoy this action sequence because I enjoyed almost everything that Batman did in this movie, and I really loved when the Batmobile hits Superman. This thing that had gravitas and drove through a wall instantly seems like a tin toy and just kind of bounces off it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I thought that was spectacular.
As it should.
As it should.
Yeah.
As it should. The bomb in the courtroom scene.
Man, I think that's an amazing scene. I love her.
Did Wally know
No.
he was going to die? Okay.
No.
Oh, let's go back. All right.
Because I believe that's a sequence not in the original cut when Lois goes to his apartment and sees that he ordered a bunch of food.
Right.
Clearly not thinking he was going to die that day.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Good point. Okay, going back. Why did Lex Luthor bother to talk to Senator Finch at all about getting the mineral rights? Doesn't he seem like the kind of guy that would just have his boat brought in and then they'd jump on a smaller boat and they'd dock it and they'd pull? I mean, the piece of kryptonite is not that big.
Well, the sense I got from the beginning was that he was trying to get the government on his side. and then as that started to fall apart,
I can give you that.
the crazier he became.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my take.
Yeah. All right. I will buy
I
that.
will say it's interesting hearing us talk about this movie because like it's so convoluted. The more we talk about it, the more lost I find myself sometimes getting. I'm like, oh wait, this was this movie. I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot that was even in it.
I rag on Zack Snyder a lot, and I don't even remember his name.
That's where the ragging begins.
That's where the ragging begins. But honestly, I think 300 is a spectacular film. I really do. But part of the reason why it's so spectacular is because it is so simple.
Right.
There aren't a lot of subplots.
Right.
It's just a very simple story about, as simple as it gets.
Right.
He made it crazy, but it's a simple story.
Exactly. Yeah. And now you've given him, or with everything else that you've given him, you just have these giant complex sequences, and I feel like you don't need that.
No.
Trim the fat. Trim it. Trim all your fat. Trim it all down. What is your basic story? Tell that
I would
story.
say his finest hour is Dawn of the Dead, even, but also simple.
I would agree. Okay. That's a great, you're right. That is a
So
good
he
song.
started out simple. And then he gets into this stuff, and some reason I think maybe they think they got it. I think maybe they think we shouldn't have fun with Batman versus Superman. This is serious. We should take it seriously. There should be high concepts at play. But how much fun did we have with Captain America: Civil War? With the big Berlin battle is one of the best things in the end. It's like all of them not liking each other and not getting along, but somehow it's a blast because they all use the crazy powers that they all have and to get up on one another.
I think the problem is the studio sees how well the Chris Nolan Batman series did. That world, that dark world. And they think this is the answer for our superheroes.
That's interesting.
That's what I really feel because if you really step back from it, I mean, we said it before, like they're literally trying to make Superman Batman, right?
Yeah.
Like it's dark and that was never what Superman was. And Superman was always hope. Superman was always a joyful character. Superman was always a lighthearted, whatever. But they're
square, practically.
Yes,
I mean, there's a reason why they call him the Boy
not
Scout.
morose.
Yes, yeah, no, absolutely.
Well, this is like when Sam Raimi came around because after Tim Burton's Batman, everyone is we got to be all dressed in black. But the X-Men, aren't they like yellow and blue and red? No, they're all going to dress black. And so Sam Raimi said, screw it. Spider-Man's going to be wearing red against a blue sky with a bunch of colorful balloons chasing a guy in green. And so I think James Gunn has finally done the same thing and said, can we bring some color back to this world where we got blue and red Superman chasing in a colorful city, with all sorts of vibrancy and rousing, zippy fun.
I'll take it one further. And it's just like going with the logic of both of those. Yes, I believe they probably thought dour is the way to go because at that point they still hadn't realized. Once again, at this point, Captain America Winter Soldier is coming out. We've already had Avengers, we've had Iron Man 2, we had Captain America, we had Thor 2, we had Thor, we had Iron Man 1. We had all these films. And DC is just like, we got to get back. What are we going to do? Okay, this is going to be us, putting us on the same playing level as them. But they're not understanding at that point, they made those films different. Captain America, the First Avenger, is a drastically different film than Iron Man, which is drastically different. The campy fun of the first half of Captain America, the First Avenger, total camp, versus the seriousness of Iron Man, versus the Shakespearean of Thor, for crying out loud. The first Thor it's Kenneth Branagh, people. Let's recognize these are different feels. And then DC isn't recognizing, gosh, Batman is in a dark place. Superman is in a bright space.
Right.
We can later combine these, but let's do them individually. Instead, they want to put them all in the morose place. And that is where they're getting it wrong and why Marvel is thriving with their different genres.
At the base of it, Superman, even though he's not raised by his biological parents, he is raised by two people who love him.
Yes.
And try to give him a loving life where he learns about integrity and character and goodness and all of these things.
In Kansas.
In
small town Kansas.
Yeah. And
Excuse me, Smallville.
So
Kansas.
the only The only, the one challenge that they brought into the Superman character that I thought was interesting, but it adds this darkness right out of the gate, is that all of his senses are so heightened and all of that stuff, and so because of that, he can see through like people, and he can't quite control things, and it freaks him out, and he's scared and all this stuff, and that's what starts to create the angst and the anger and the whatever. And then him feeling like he always has to repress this. But even the Christopher Reeve version has sort of a sequence about him having to repress it, right? Like, remember that he runs and he basically shows off, and he's like, "How'd you get here, Clark?" So the struggle is still there, but we keep the lighthearted love. We keep the honesty, the beauty of this character. And I agree with your point. Like, we just completely lost that in this. There is no small town sensibility about Clark, really.
No.
Other than the fact that he did come from there, but it doesn't matter. He's almost a sophisticate in this in some ways, the way he's kind of played it.
His Clark is never goofy.
No, his Clark is never
not
goofy.
at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay, so we get to our courtroom scene, and the courtroom is blown up by Lex.
Okay, I'm going to pause
Yeah.
and say two things. The scene with Lex and Holly Hunter outside of the courtroom right before they go in, awesome, so good, love that scene. And then Holly Hunter, the way she plays that discovery, I thought that was brilliant.
Of the peach tea?
Yeah, when she's like talking and she just looks... And she loses control, and she just in that moment she puts it all together, and she's like, "We're screwed," and it's like, "Oh my god!" I think that's a great moment.
Yeah. Except that Lex blows up his assistant, who seems like she was a great assistant.
I mean,
This has been his right-hand man the entire movie, and now he's just going to blow her up?
I think no one's important to him.
Yeah.
He's crazy. Let's not forget.
Oh, that's true. He is
Yeah.
wild. And then Lex uses Zod's fingerprints to open up the Kryptonian ship? You're telling me a fingerprint scanner is all the Kryptonians had in order to get that to work?
Yeah.
So the ship wouldn't have recognized, you're not Zod. You just chopped off his fingertips.
At that point, you just take his hand, right? Also,
Well, and that's the other question. You're going to scrape off 5 individual ones, tape them to your hand, versus use your little Kryptonian scalpel to just chop off his hand and hold it up.
Yeah, that's
that
actually...
seems like it would have been a smarter. I don't know. Yeah, my next 2 were giant jumps forward. Because at one
Feel
point
free.
you just got to
Go
sit
ahead.
back
Let's
and just kind
jump
of
around a little
My
bit.
next one is Zod and Superman on the roof. Anyone got anything before that?
Zod and Superman on the roof.
On the helipad.
Oh.
what?
Zod?
Okay, it's right before he says you got to go save her.
You mean...
Yes.
You mean Lex?
You mean
What did I
Lex?
just
You
say?
said
I said
Zod.
Zod. Oh,
you only
start
had
over.
2 seltzers. What is happening?
All right, we'll take it back.
I've seen you drink 5 old fashions in one night. 2 seltzers are knocking you down now.
I don't drink when I'm not with you, Sean. They affect me quick. It's Superman, and my next one is for Superman and Lex on the helipad.
Yeah, go.
Talking. If Clark once killed Zod by breaking his neck, why wouldn't he torture Lex? Lex says, "Oh, no, if you hurt me, she dies." I feel like if Superman would have taken off his arms, he would have said, on second thought, she's over there.
But he still has the power to say, I'm assuming he had a radio or whatever.
I didn't have too much problem with that, although you make a point that it's entertaining.
Right, and on top of that, it's like, okay, even if we say he's not going to do it because he's promised he's not going to kill anymore. That's in his mind. He's like, I killed Zod. That was wrong. I'm never going to do this again. Okay. But now he's saying, all right, I will go kill Batman in order to save my mom?
You have a problem with that. That sounds exactly like my problem with when he faces him in the Kryptonian thing and the monsters coming out. And that whole conversation happens when he says, you lost. And then he lets Lex Luthor have an entire speech while this creature comes to life.
Yeah.
He just watches it all.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Kill it right now.
Yeah.
Don't let it birth.
All you have
what
to
are we
do
doing?
is look at its forehead with your eyes.
Yes.
And give it a lobotomy.
Right?
Yes.
So same thing. Yes. I get that.
Let's Let's talk about the Martha moment.
Okay. First of all, there's so much about it that doesn't work. But the big thing is they tried to set it up early in the film with having that moment. I think
Yes,
it's I
with
actually
Martha
think
here,
it's
Martha there,
I actually
Martha,
think
Martha
it's the
everywhere.
whole reason that we have the Batman origin is so that we can hear
Martha.
I think that's the whole reason that moment exists. I think if
Not necessary, because he visits the grave and it says
He does
Martha
visit the
Kent.
grave, yeah.
That's all
Which
you
also
need. Show, don't tell.
But I don't think that's all you need. I think that they needed to establish, and I think this is why it doesn't work. They needed to establish the importance of her more to him and maybe a conversation with Alfred, or the more talk of Martha as someone, not just as his mom, but like how much he loved his mom and how much that needed to be established deeper for that moment to stop him, to stun him enough to go. He's beating the heck out of him, and then he stops because there's still time to save Martha, and that stops him. We needed a moment, even a scene with maybe Alfred where Bruce says, "I wish I could have saved my mom." And Alfred just says, "There's nothing you could have done to save Martha. You were a child."
You would want that in place of the scenes?
No, I'm just saying.
I would have bought that. Once again, okay, Mr. Schneider, if you are listening to this, please call Sean Blodgett at Creative Motion Entertainment, because I will tell you, I would have bought this had we established, talking to Alfred, there's nothing you could have done to have saved Martha. Then an hour and a half or 3 hours later, whatever your director's cut is, 3 hours later, Superman says, "We have to save Martha."
There's still he says there's still time to save Martha. What?
Yes.
Then that's a moment to go, wait, what? Right?
I would buy that more than I buy this.
Yeah.
Because this I just don't buy.
I think the thing is, that's when Batman realizes Superman is somebody's son.
Yeah.
As
No,
well.
I'm
It's
well
not
aware
just,
of what
okay,
it's
it's not
trying
just,
to
we'll
say.
see it's new to
It
Sean.
humanizes
It's not
him.
just-
I get that. It's just done terribly.
Well, I'll say this too. I think the moment could have also been saved a little bit
You can't
more.
see Paul giving me looks. I'm like, listen, what do you want?
No, I agree.
I think the moment could have been saved a little bit more as well, on a simpler level, if he would have just said, "There's still time to save my mom," or there's still something that to your point, Paul, which I think is brilliant.
That's where they bring Lois in
that
to explain that.
of course, yes, of course, but that humanizes him immediately, right? Because that's really what Batman is angry about, is that this is an alien. He doesn't see him as a man.
Yeah.
He doesn't see him as a human.
Right.
And so it's in that moment that he gets humanized, that he realizes he's looked at this wrong the whole time.
I understand that conceptually. On paper, I'm sure it would be fine in a novelization. In this movie, as it is depicted, I just do not buy it. And
I get it.
later on, when Amy Adams runs in and she explains who Martha is, she didn't hear him say Martha. She was way over there. She heard Batman say, "Why did he say that name?"
Listen.
Decent ideas executed poorly.
Listen.
Yes.
That's the problem with most
She's a
movies.
reporter, and
best.
she is very good at listening to everything.
Well, it took a lot of time to explain a whole bunch of other things in the extended cut, right? Including, we talked about Lois finding out why that Wally wasn't in on the bombing, the extra, I think there were scenes of extra reporting that Clark did in Gotham to find out more about what was going on over there.
Yes.
Find little extra stuff to let you know Luthor was behind everything that was happening. There was framing Superman. But still, I was like, okay, so it's holding together tenuously. So I'm watching this scene from Martha and I go, oh, that's right. This is where it all falls apart at the end. All falls apart at the end. And I look, there's 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not at the end.
No, because we still have the birthing of what Sean said
Right.
of the cave troll from Lord of the Rings.
terrible
come out of that.
CGI character, which
It
I
comes
can't.
out.
At that moment, I hate.
It is goofy as hell.
I hate. First of all, the CGI. This is again
Terrible
goes
design.
to
Terrible
my
design.
the stuff I hate in DC movies is where we get to this place and it's like this huge CGI thing and all this stuff. Destruction. What are we watching?
Sean,
Right.
you're only saying that because it happened in Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 84, Black Adam.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And let's remember, in Man of Steel, so Zod's helmet gets taken off, right? He's a Kryptonian, and he can't deal with the fact that he now has laser vision and he can see through everything. All these things are coming at him all at once, and he can't control these powers. Takes him a little what? This is Zod. Zod has those problems, but not Cave Troll. Cave Troll pops out, and despite the fact that he was just born, he now knows how to use all of this.
Right.
And
I didn't think of that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's
I
deep.
don't-
That's deep, Nerdenheimer stuff.
don't know if
but
I
it's
quite-
not inaccurate.
I don't know if I
Right.
quite understand how any of that worked anyway. Like he slices his hand and the blood in there somehow. I don't get.
he's trying to combine the DNA of Zod with his DNA.
I mean, I get that.
And he just
but-
knows how it all
But it
works.
just does. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
Once
well,
again.
because he goes in and he says, "Tell me everything," and so I guess he took the Cliff Notes version of all the technology that took them, eons and didn't whatever.
But then we get to my biggest problem, which is learning nothing from Man of Steel. Both the filmmakers and the response to that movie and Superman himself. Extensive collateral damage.
Yeah.
Just again, at one point, Batman says something to the effect of, "I got to get it to chase me back to the city."
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I mean,
But
that's
then
where the spear is, but why don't the writers have all the stuff with the spear happen like at Lex's mansion, away from the city, somewhere where we don't go in and kill everybody again? And then there's explosions, huge ones, where Doomsday just goes, "Rah!" and like has a giant pulse thing that just takes out buildings. I'm like, again, we're doing this?
But they even
I
tried to
agree.
justify it in
I
this one
agree.
because Wonder Woman says, "Why did you
Did you
bring it
lure
back to the city?" And he's
Yes.
like, "Oh, it's at night. Everybody's off. No construction workers, no night security, no homeless, no whatever.
No people living
it's
there."
Totally vacant.
Yeah.
Perfect place
Bad
to
call.
kill. Better than a desert." But also going back, which we didn't even discuss. So Batman even makes his choice of like, "Oh, you are a human. Okay, I'm not going to kill you." What does he do with his spear? Just chucks it.
Yeah, and then Lois puts it in water because
No reason.
yeah, no reason.
And then has to
this
go
is where I'm
back
going,
and get
oh,
it
no,
because
Well, she's trying to bury. I buy that she's trying to bury it, like hide it.
in a puddle.
Just to
the
get rid of
warehouse.
it. Yeah,
if the guy who wanted to kill your man throws it away, I mean, it's probably safe, right?
yeah. I mean,
He didn't want it.
yeah.
Then major fight scene and the Trinity fight scene.
But at one point specifically one point specifically when Superman and Doomsday are in space and they get hit with the nuke, Superman falls on an island that Harry Lennox and all the other politicians and military people go, "Well, that island's uninhabited." I'm like, they made the right choice. Here
There
we
you go,
They're going to
finally.
go fight on the uninhabited island. We got to bring him back to the city. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Also, the president was pretty quick to send that nuke, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any other options? Nope, just a nuke. All right, send it.
Cameo, right?
Yeah, fun
Patrick
cameo.
Well,
Wilson,
and
Patrick Wilson.
I actually don't like the line they wrote for the president. "Fire at will." He is what I think he says.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Why can't he just say,
Fire.
"Okay,
Yeah.
fire,"
Or even more badass, execute.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's a couple of things I want to point out that I like a lot. One is I actually really do like the relationship with Clark and Lois.
Are you summing up already?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean we're just because we're kind of jumping around and
Yeah.
but I want to say that I really love the relationship with Clark and Lois in this movie. I think they do a good job of building that in a much more meaningful, deep way. It's very adult.
Yeah.
But I think they do a great job with it. I think Amy Adams is great with how she works with Henry Cavill in this, and I think they have great chemistry together, and so I just want to point that out because I really do like that. The other thing I really do love is Diane Lane, man,
So good.
She's so good. She's so believable, and the whole thing, and just beautiful and awesome, and I mean, she's just interesting, and I really like her portrayal of that character. Anyway, I just want to mention those two things. Since we've been dogging so much, I like those moments.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Diane Lane is fantastic.
Oh, speaking of Diane Lane, I love the moment when Batman saves her. And he says, I'm a friend of your son's, and she says, I figured because of the cape.
Yeah,
I think that's a great line. I love that line. It's hilarious,
One.
So anyway, wanted to mention those things.
The Trinity fight, Wonder Woman holds her own. I'm glad that they gave her a moment. It was smart to do that with the lasso holding him down at one point. But it made me wonder. Okay, Superman is the one who says, all right, I got to take this spear and I got to fly straight at him. Yes, this really hurts me, but I got to be the guy to do it. Well, maybe Wonder Woman should have been the person to do this. Considering how, she's pretty strong on her own.
And she's
got
not,
some power,
and she
she's
doesn't
not
have a problem.
affected by kryptonite.
Yeah. And she's there.
Yeah,
I will say,
and seems willing.
I love the moment
point.
when Wonder Woman comes in and they have that first part of the fight, and they do play the song.
Yes.
And I love that moment of I thought she was with you. I think that's a hilarious, wonderful moment. It's so great. They all play it great, and it's super, super fun.
Yeah.
So to your fun, Paul, that was a fun moment.
That was. It's a good line.
Yeah.
And then we finish it off. We have our funeral. So there's one funeral going on that Bruce Wayne is at.
Oh my God.
Then we cut to the prison, and Batman's in the prison talking to Jesse Eisenberg, and then Jesse Eisenberg goes a little crazy, and now Batman has gone back to the funeral.
I literally had that note. I was like, this does
What?
Editorially, it doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I suppose you could argue or justify. If I was going to put that into the cut, I would have chopped up the funeral more.
Right.
So
Chop
that
it up
you-
several times
so
so
that
we
you-
understand
so
it's
as-
different timelines.
Yeah, so that as you're seeing the walking of the funeral procession, you cut to the guards walking in, and then you cut back to the funeral and they're whatever they're singing, and then you cut to the next thing. I would have gone back and forth.
Yes.
And then ended at the funeral.
Instead, it looks linear.
It looks linear, but then you're like, wait, he's there and he's back and I don't know what just happened. Right. That was really weird. But I think
Are they really two different people?
But I think that had to be a result of this being the extended version or whatever. And,
I don't know.
And,
Maybe.
And they just didn't, attention to detail on that one.
And we already talked about that prison scene. It's no longer Lex Luthor. It's the Joker.
Yeah.
Which...
And if it's going to Arkham, they maybe wanted to set up that they meet and become you have Justice League on one side, and then the League of Villains of some kind on the other.
Oh yeah.
But they did hint at Steppenwolf. I think that's in the Ultimate Edition.
Yes. Yeah, they hint at Steppenwolf. Yeah. A rough cut of this film was shown to Warner Brothers executives after it was finished. They were reportedly so impressed that they not only gave the film a standing ovation, they also immediately began negotiating with Ben Affleck to have him make 3 solo Batman movies rather than the original plan to only make 1.
Wow.
Yeah, they liked him too.
Like I said, I think he's the best part of this.
He is.
And if you talked about the funeral, I forgot to mention, they hate Superman. Why are we even having a funeral? They hate him.
Well,
and then,
now,
and
wait
then
a
they're all
second.
sad when he dies, sacrifices himself for these ungrateful bastards who hated him the whole last.
But
two
I
movies.
think his sacrifice redeemed whatever.
Yeah, it
they
doesn't matter. He
hated.
comes back later anyway.
No, but there's also an inconsistency there. Okay, this takes place, they said 18 months, right? After
Zod.
the destruction with Zod, right? And all of that took place where we hated Superman, yet we still made this giant, massive statue of Superman in Heroes Park.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, do we like him or do we not like him?
Right.
Once
Right.
again, details. Pick a side. I also found this. After the film was released, Hans Zimmer said this will be his last superhero film. He's like, I'm not going to do any more. Has he done any since then?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I want to say one thing. Superman flying in this film. There are a couple of moments where he flies. Just looks so cool.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. I mean, yeah. Love it.
Oh, by the way, there's nothing he can't do anymore. that's just how movies are. You can do everything.
You can do everything.
You can also end them in poor CGI, smash fests, which is unfortunately the DCEU's choice.
Yeah.
But quick reminder: there's nothing he can't do in a movie now.
Yeah.
In response to the negative and mixed reviews, Ben Affleck said, "We made this movie for the fans, not the critics." His co-star Henry Cavill said similar things in other interviews. Incidentally, if you're listening to this, then you probably follow us on social media. Check out the Facebook page because we will be posting literally the interview where Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck find out about the first reviews for the film. They are not good. And you can see Ben Affleck just slowly dying inside and melting during the interview.
Is that the Sound of Silence?
It is. It is.
Oh my God!
It is.
Why did they do that to them?
They sprung it on him while they were out doing press, and they had reviews, and he's hearing it for the first time, and he's happy and jovial and talking about it, and they read it, and he just shuts down and literally just stares at the floor. Like, in all honesty, it's heartbreaking, but because this video has put in Simon and Garfunkel's Sound of Silence, it's hilarious. He got a raw deal. People hated him.
He got a raw
from
deal.
and Warner Brothers told him at the very beginning, don't go online when we announce this because there will probably be internet trolls, and there were a lot of them. But in my opinion, he is the best part of this film.
I still think he may be my favorite Batman.
I would like to see a Batman film with Ben Affleck just as Batman, being Batman. That's all he has to be.
Yeah.
Being the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
I think he is fantastic at the role. And I even said that he's the best part of, yes, we'll get to Justice League, but he's also the best part of Flashpoint in there. Just simple little things. He's great.
I guess I like this better than the last one. I don't know. I had to look up what was new, and I can't imagine.
You like this better than Man of Steel?
Well, than the theatrical cut of this.
Okay.
100%.
I got you.
I had to look up at what was new to
Right.
remind myself what may have made it different for me, because maybe it's those new things.
Right.
Because it was a little better. Jon Stewart's appearance, first of all, was not great because it wasn't funny. And there was no crowd reaction, so they clearly just shot it in the studio by himself instead of having the crowd doing something funny and having the crowd respond. You don't have him in there. You could have a regular news guy.
Yeah.
But if you have Jon Stewart, it should reflect his show.
Did you also notice some of the voiceover that was in it? Anderson Cooper?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he comes on camera.
He's on camera.
Is he?
He's on camera.
Eventually, yeah.
Stuffing my face with popcorn.
They made a big deal about Jenna Malone being in it, I guess, because she was rumored to be Supergirl, but she just plays some reporter who's a friend of Lois's and compliments her work and doesn't do much. So that maybe we didn't need Affleck's ass. That wasn't in the original. There was more reporter stuff with Clark, but apparently the whole Kahina Ziri plot, the black woman who goes to the press
from Nairobi,
yes, is not in the theatrical cut. Is that true? Because it seems like a big deal. Now, her murder was also like no big thing. Like that should also be a big deal too. If you don't hear anything about it after the Russian just pushes her in front of a train.
Yep.
But I thought that actress is good. She's in Sinners, so she's still working a bunch. Yeah, and she's in Loki. So she's a great actress. Is in a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So it was good to see her. I can't imagine with less of her if I'd be excited.
Before we get to our two final bits, you want to rank them?
Ooh.
Where does this fall for you?
Okay. Well, that's tough. I don't know.
It's easy for me. 1, 2, Superman Returns, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman. 3, 4. 3 and 4 are just really bad.
Yeah, I'm going to go exactly. I'm going to go with Paul exactly on that.
Once again, my Lester cut of 2 is my top. Right. So it would be Lester cut 2, 1, Superman Returns. It's funny because then I'm going to say this over Man of Steel. But the reason why is because it's Batman. If I'm judging on Superman ability, then I guess I got to go
Superman
Man of Steel.
show. Yeah,
right. On our Superman show, I'd have to pick Man of Steel. But I genuinely would rather watch this movie again and watch Ben Affleck and only watch those scenes than go watch Man of Steel.
Yeah, but this Russell Crowe is great.
Russell Crowe
in Man
is
of
great.
Steel.
He is.
But they just miss. Like I said, I looked up. There was 45 minutes left from when I started to see it falling apart.
Yeah,
and it just fell apart for the continuous 45 minutes.
For the next 45
I don't think Man
minutes.
of Steel does that. It's some stuff at the end that's terrible. But
it's not 45 minutes.
it's not 45 minutes. So I go a little bit to Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But basically 1, 2, and then everything falls off.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I don't know. For me, Superman Returns and Man of Steel are kind of neck and neck. In some ways,
Really?
in some ways,
there's stuff in Superman Returns which I just once again, it's Brandon Routh is just so
he's
much
awesome.
better.
He's
outside
awesome.
of the story falling apart. There's so many great performances in that, and the chemistry is good. Like they got a lot of things.
The
right.
challenge with that movie is like there are so many good aspects to it, but as a standalone film. Because it's just sort of it's on an island.
It is
in some ways,
literally.
right? Because it's supposed to be after Superman 2. Yeah.
Did we kill Superman too early as well? Like if you're starting a DCEU, I get you're going to bring him back in the
100%.
next movie, but let Superman breathe for a minute.
Yeah.
They
kill him in the
went
second
4
movie?
movies originally, and they didn't kill him in any of those.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's hard to miss somebody when they don't. When they're gone that quickly.
I don't like the fact that they killed him. I don't.
No.
I don't think they should have done that. And I actually do agree. I think it would have been a better choice for him to maybe start to go towards the creature with the spear and like fall off, and then Wonder Woman pick it up and finish the job.
Yeah,
that would have been
that
so
leads us
cool.
into the Wonder Woman movie,
and that leads us into Justice League.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really right, because this is the moment this movie represents the moment where they first learn we may have to learn how to fight together.
Oh yeah, we
right?
have a fight, and then she says, "What fight?" And he said, "It's just a feeling." And I'm like, once again, back with the you get premonitions.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready for fun facts about Batman v Superman? Dawn of Justice.
All right, got it.
Ben Affleck is at the time.
Okay.
Ben Affleck is the oldest actor to debut as Batman.
Oh.
When he did this. 43 years old. Oldest actor to put on the cape and cowl for the first appearance.
Huh.
Gal Gadot didn't know she was auditioning for Wonder Woman.
Huh.
She just thought she was auditioning for a Zack Snyder project.
The disrespect.
She was told it was for a mystery role in a Zack Snyder product. Only later did she find out she was going to be Diana.
What's your favorite Zack Snyder product? Is it his cheese wheel or his selection of jams?
I'm not gonna lie, the cheese wheel is fantastic.
Yeah?
It's probably because of his nuts.
D's nuts. We already talked about this. There's an R rating for the Ultimate Edition, and Zack Snyder's son plays Bruce Wayne. Zack Snyder's son plays young Bruce Wayne. Don't edit this out. Please don't edit that. The bat signal is a real working light. It's an actual working prop.
Are you thinking it's CGI or something?
I mean, we've had other bat signals.
Don't you think that's cool? No, don't you think that's like you can actually turn it on and light up?
Fun facts about Batman, the TV series.
All right, this one actually is. This is one of my favorites because these fun facts have been just mediocre. These have been mediocre facts, but this is actually now a fun fact about Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice.
Ultimate Edition.
The glass house portrayed as Bruce Wayne's house
is in Godfather 2.
It is almost an exact copy of Miles Vander Rohe's Farnsworth house. Yes, in Plano.
It looks that way.
The movie house was built in Orion Township, Michigan, 40 miles north of Detroit. And at one point, it was on Google Maps where you could take a 360-degree tour of it, as well as the Bat Cave inside of it. How cool was that? I totally missed that.
That's good. That's good.
I'm sure that's part of their $175 million in advertising. They said to
we can't do that
Google,
anymore.
Hey, Google, we need you to do this.
That's a true fun fact.
I think that is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. That is a fun fact about Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition. At the beginning of the movie, the Wayne family graves are near a tombstone with the name Solomon Grundy. In the same year as this film, Ben Affleck starred in The Accountant, where his character recites that rhyme. nonstop.
Fun facts about
Batman
Batman
v
Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition.
R-rated.
All right, this is my final one for fun facts. Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman was actually indirectly predicted and foretold 2 decades before in the opening credits of the Kevin Smith film Mallrats. There are parodies of comic book covers featuring the stars of the movie. The one featuring Ben Affleck parodies none other than Batman.
What?
In addition, in the movie Jersey Girl, 2004, Ben Affleck calls his vehicle the Batmobile.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Come on.
That's a fun fact.
Fun facts about
Batman v Superman.
Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition.
And also Mallrats and Jersey Girl.
R-rated.
All right.
Now
Got a
you get
quiz.
2. By the way, you get 2 F words, and you're R-rated. You get 1, and you can still be PG-13. And there are 2 F-bombs. So you think that's why
What?
it got the R rating in?
What were the F-bombs?
They said it twice in this Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition.
Who? Any idea?
Lois, and then
Perry White.
I'm not going to
think
lie.
so.
I don't remember hearing either of them.
I don't remember
it
hearing
happened
either
twice.
of them, but there was nudity in this one.
That's good.
Yeah, you see
Close.
Lois Lane.
Close,
You
yeah.
see a bit of something. Quiz time! All right. So we've talked a lot about how Superman has abilities. Some of them make sense, some of them don't. Batman, some of them make sense, some of them don't. These are true or false about Superman's abilities. For example, Superman can see through all substances except lead. True or false?
True.
It is true. Okay. Number 1, Superman can move planets with his strength.
True.
Now this is
Now, wait
also
a
going this is going movies and comics.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. He moved the moon in the movies.
So, well, the moon is not a planet, Paul. So, can he move planets with his strength?
But you got me there, Justin. I don't know.
It is true. Superman's strength was so exaggerated he could move planets or even entire solar systems.
What?
Pretty crazy.
Wow. He moved the moon, and more people should have died. But
A lot more people should have died. The ocean should have gone crazy.
Right. Yeah.
It should have been catastrophic.
Yeah.
Number 2, Superman is immune to magic. True or false?
True.
true.
False. No. He is not immune to magic. In fact, that's one of his major weaknesses. He's vulnerable to magic attacks and spells.
Huh.
Number 3.
Why didn't we do that?
Right?
Said all this Luther nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Number 3. Superman once had the power to shoot many versions of himself from his hands.
True.
It's true.
That
As
is
we have
true.
talked about on this. It
Yes.
appeared in a 1958 comic. He projected a miniature Superman from his hand. Number 4. Superman can learn languages instantly with his super intelligence.
That's true based on the later Superman movies with Chris.
I don't know the comics, but it happened in the movies.
It actually happened in the comics, so
Okay.
it was justified. I only found that out here. Only after hearing languages a few times, you can pick it up. Kryptonite weakens Superman no matter the color.
Oh, that's
True or false?
that's true.
I agree.
That's false.
That's false.
That's false.
I disagree.
Damn it. Stupid game.
Green weakens or kills him, but other like red or gold cause unpredictable or one-time effects. Superman can regenerate.
immediately went right into the gutter.
Constipation.
Yeah, what if it's just minor? Like it just gives him a headache.
Uncontrollable hard on.
Superman can regenerate from any injury. True or false?
It's pretty clear a nuclear bomb didn't put him out, so
Yeah,
yes.
true.
It is false. While he has a high healing factor under the yellow sun, he can be killed or seriously injured, especially with kryptonite or magic.
Are we doing a role play
Jesus,
game
we
right
just
now?
went
What is
over those.
happening? I don't know.
Number 7. Superman can travel faster than light. True
Yes.
or false?
Then light?
Than light.
False.
True. He can travel faster than
Then
light.
why did he run after Batman in one of those fights? All right.
I mean, we're questioning some of the logic in this movie
Because
again.
the poof of the kryptonite bomb went in his face.
At one point, there was just a smoke bomb, and he went through it and looked really surprised when Batman wasn't on the other side of
No.
it, when the guy has X-ray vision.
Right.
But the poof bomb went off in his face at the end of the run across the room when he could have just moved at the speed of light
This
and
is
knocked,
true.
knocked Batman into the next century.
Superman's vision
Poof bomb
powers...
is funny.
Poof bomb.
Poof bomb.
It's one of the side effects of magic.
Right. Yeah. Superman's vision powers include microscopic and telescopic vision. True or false?
True.
True.
It is true. He has a wide range of vision powers, including the ability to see extremely far and extremely small. Superman always needs to wear his cape to fly.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
That's not true at all. No. Here's a good one. Superman can lift Mjolnir, Thor's hammer.
No idea.
I would say it's true.
There hasn't been a crossover, has there?
There has been.
What?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
JLA Avengers, 2003.
Well, did
True.
he
What do you think?
I mean,
Did he hit it?
I think true for
I
sure.
think true.
He can.
Yeah.
Yes, he can. Superman once had telepathy.
I'm gonna go with a true on that.
I'll say true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Superman once used his heat vision to perform brain surgery.
I mean, that's probably true. Some of
They've
those
had to
earlier
yeah.
comics were so weird.
They've had to come up with stories for 100 years, so
Yeah.
yes.
That is true. Superman once fused with Batman to become a single being.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
In the
that sounds
Justice
true.
League cartoon, right?
It's an Elseworld.
Bizarro.
Yeah. Is Superman's strength directly proportional to his emotional state?
Ooh.
I mean, they certainly portray a little bit of that in the movies.
In Superman Returns, that would sure make much more sense if they ever set that up.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Or Man of Steel.
But
for
I'll
that
say
matter.
no.
yeah,
No, it's false.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hulk gets that way, but not Superman. Superman can wield a Green Lantern ring. True or false?
False.
Sure.
He can.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought there was some sort of thing.
Superman can manipulate time with his speed alone.
Yes.
False.
What?
He's flown through time with help, but he can't manipulate time and speed alone like the Flash.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He can't go as fast as the Flash, technically, right? He can.
He can't manipulate it anyway. I don't know if it's not due to speed, if it's
Right.
due to speed or not.
Got it. Okay.
Superman once sneezed and destroyed an entire solar system. True or false?
Oh, please make that be
Please
false.
be false.
It's true.
Ah,
Action Comics 273. Superman sneeze wipes out a solar system.
I should have listened to my own thing, but they've been doing this for so long. Every storyline has been covered.
yeah.
Superman flies by telekinesis.
False.
False.
How does he fly? Do you know?
Don't know.
I don't know.
Superman can manipulate gravity and thrust.
Well, there you go.
Because of that, that's why he could stop a plane by just holding on to the nose of it, because he's manipulating all gravity around that plane as opposed to just holding the plane and having the whole thing crash down.
I hope
on
they
him.
explain that for the new movie, because at one point he keeps a building from crashing, but
Oh.
he's just in one point of a huge skyscraper holding it up, but it's all held up, which
Yeah.
it would crumble around him and he'd hold up the one area of it due to gravity.
Yeah,
But I see.
Yeah.
Hopefully that it gets explained.
hopefully. Superman's body automatically generates a solar energy field that grants invulnerability.
False.
False.
That's true.
Damn it.
I
Yeah.
thought it might have been from different reasons.
Superman's skin radiates solar energy that protects him. And those were Superman's abilities.
quiz. Quiz,
True
yeah.
or false? That's all I got.
Man, that was, I mean,
Looking at 3 hours.
that was so much, you guys. That was so much. But honestly, I'm really happy that we revisited this movie, because right out of the gate, when I was watching it, I was really enjoying it. I enjoyed watching this movie
That's
again.
because it opened with Batman and they got all the Batman stuff right.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I really did enjoy that whole opening sequence, and even though it was cliche that he saved the girl, the moment of him holding on to the girl, comforting her, and Bruce Wayne looking up, and that look in his eye of, I'm going to get you.
yeah.
Instantly right off the bat. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because in that moment, there's so much subtext of none of this would be happening
If it weren't
without
for that guy.
without you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people have called it a 9/11 correlation. And you can see that in the opening sequence because
Yeah, that
the
makes
destruction
sense.
from average guy in the streets point of view was more effective than it was in Man of Steel.
Yeah, I agree.
That makes
I
sense.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And closing thoughts?
Yes,
Yes.
that of Alfred, one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Everything's changed, Men fall from the sky, the gods hurl thunderbolts, innocents die. That's how it starts, sir. The fever, the rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they get the script bullseye.
Dead on.
Man, that's
Yep.
so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Don't go down this path, Bruce.
Yeah.
Don't go down this path.
Yeah.
And he's warning him.
Yeah.
He is the conscience on his shoulder.
What do you think is going
Conscience?
to happen with the Batman?
Jiminy Cricket, Alfred.
What do you think is going to happen with the Batman character in the James Gunn DC universe? Like, where do we are they gonna make another movie with what's his name from the Twilight series?
A script is written.
A script is written.
That was a big deal news story that like he finished a script. Matt Reeves.
They've greenlit 2. He's going to make a 2, and then James Gunn has said that is not the Batman in my universe, but it stands alone. It'll be fine. But
that's not his Batman.
No.
See, this is where I get frustrated again with the DC universe, with Warner Brothers and DC. Why are they allowing that movie to even be considered right now? If you're investing so much in James Gunn, like we're gonna reboot the DC universe, like they released that video, like it was a whole thing, and like we're redoing this whole thing, it's gonna be awesome. But this can stand alone. It's okay. I mean, that was fine with the Chris Nolan stuff because that had already been established, you know. But now we're trying to do something new, and now you're trying. I don't know.
17
this
years
me.
after Iron Man, Marvel's finally getting to Fantastic Four, potentially one of their biggest ever IPs there was, and it wasn't till
and we still haven't
9
gotten to
years
mutants,
in did they get to. And it was 9 years till they got to Spider-Man, who's essentially the biggest character in the history of Marvel as well.
Right.
So maybe they didn't need Batman for a while. They're already making a Clayface movie and a Supergirl movie. So he's going to focus on perhaps other characters in the DCU, maybe get around to Batman again. While Batman continues to live in DC's property.
They don't want to
world,
leave money on
but
the
not
table.
same
The first
universe.
one made too much money. So they're like, people will go make the second one. Doesn't fit into our plans, but we'll let it be there.
I almost feel like, I wish that they could run it under a different, I don't know, just some other way. It just gets confusing. It starts to, this is where I get frustrated, even with the Marvel stuff, where it's like, I haven't seen every single movie of this or that, and then sometimes there's a reference, and maybe you guys are like, oh, that was cool, and I'm like, I have no idea what this reference is.
Let's
that
be
does
fair,
bug me sometimes.
That's on you.
It is on me.
That's not
that's
through
true.
some screw up of theirs.
No,
Right,
that's
but at the
that's
same time-
true.
You were claiming that the DCU is screwing up on their end, and I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand your point of view, but I still think it's asking a lot of an audience to always fall, because not everybody can see all these movies. Not everybody wants to see all these movies. And, you should still be able to go. I mean, I guess maybe I'm making my own
The
argument.
movie should be able to stand alone, even if it's part of a larger piece. I completely agree on that one. Don't make me do homework.
And
I just realized that you're sort of dressed a little bit like Robin tonight. You've got there's something about the green and the red.
Red shoes, a green shirt, and a red hat.
Yeah.
This is my low-key Robin outfit.
Yeah. I like
Robin on vacation.
Yeah.
Not Loki like L-O-K-I, but L-O-W-K-E-Y.
Got it. Low
key Robin
Got
cosplay.
it. Yeah. I mean, again, I love all of the tie-ins with the Marvel stuff, but yeah. Anyway, whatever. That's enough of that.
Any other thoughts?
Nope.
No.
All right, there it is. Thank you for listening to the Countdown Movie Show.
Hey, Paul, where can we find, if people want to follow us and stuff like that, like where would they go?
At Countdown Movie Show at Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and Countdown to 9 at X because they have stupid limits to their characters. But also go to themovieguys.net. All of our shows are archived there, as well as our YouTube page.
Yeah, it's very easy to find Countdown at the Movie Guys. In fact, if you Google the Movie Guys and Countdown, I think it'll take
I
you.
should hope so, because it's very specific.
Right. All right, well, I guess that's it. I'm Sean Blodgett of Creative Motion Entertainment.
Paul Preston of aforementioned Movie Guys.
And I'm Justin Bowler of The World. Bye! So long, everybody. We're out. Woo!
That's still only 2 hard seltzers.